she is going back to work.
Yeah, how old is the child?
My daughter is a very good businesswoman. She sets up businesses and...
No, the dog is child is 10 months. And she can,
she's organised nursery schools. He's very happy with the boy. He's a dear little boy.
Yes, we work very hard to be a mother. I think she likes being a mother.
She's very sociable and she likes business.
Yeah.
She's setting up a new business.
What business is it, she said?
She does recruitment.
Oh, damn.
She's just very perceptive about people.
That's a big business. To recruit.
Oh, she's very excited. Yep.
He really loves you. He loves you. Yes. Yeah, that's cool. But then let him cling too. He's got to live life is hard.
So when's Nicola coming back then?
I think soon.
Yeah.
I think he must be meeting me with his
Yeah, because I think he's a bit upset about having to go down. But you know, he's not seen by a lot of people still. So.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful show. Sometimes you can only come to the opening anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For ages.
We had the press conference this morning, but we sort of ran out of time. So we'll finish the last few artists and then get back to the business of talking and drinking. And also after that, Enzo has brought videos that he made in Naples. So we'll put the videos on after we finish the artists talking about their work. So we got as far as that corner. So anyone who would like to go and listen, or most of you, please go and listen. And we'll start off. I'm going to talk. To begin with, the 4 windows, which look as if they're meant to be there, were actually made for this show by Cathy Shaw, who couldn't come today. She's a very good stained glass window maker. They're made with antique glass, hence the and there's a very interesting symbolism which relates to the Duke of Orleans and Orleans House and its history, which I'm afraid I don't know. But they're very beautiful. She's a very, very good stained glass artist. She earns her living making church windows and windows for all sorts of places.
What's her name?
Cathy Shaw. She works in Stockwell. So then we'll go back to Elisabetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd like to talk about your stones?
In what language?
What
language? Italian.
Cominciamo da lì. Lei ti spiega il suo lavoro.
In italiano lo faccio. Ok.
Right.
What's her name?
Which language?
Okay, so you requested Italian.
Okay then.
Allora, questi sono pietre che ho raccolto su cammini davanti al South Vincent. E l'idea mi è venuta perché la mostra mostra si chiama in Arcadia, perciò la ricerca dell'utopia, e mi sono ricordata della storia di Dorothy nel Wizard of Oz e questa canzone che lei cantava, Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Perciò questo è un simbolo di questo spazio di fede che uno deve fare nelle storie, nella propria storia anche dell'umanità, per trovare, perché l'unica salvezza di Dorothy era che lei credeva nella bontà della natura umana, e noi per salvarci dobbiamo fare lo stesso, dobbiamo credere nella bontà della natura umana.
Yeah, no, and in English, please.
In English,
I don't
yes,
understand
please. Yes,
Italian. Sorry. English, please.
Okay, in English. These are stones collected from the River Thames because I like to work with materials from the locality I work in, but also I like natural forms, and I've collected stones for a very long time. This piece is called The Leap of Faith, which has to do with our search for utopia and restorative from the Wizard of Oz and her following the yellow brick road. And the only thing that kept her going and that saved her in the end and her followers were that she had faith in human nature, in the goodness of human nature. And it's very much in a position we find ourselves in today as a human race, because we need to have faith in our own goodness, in the goodness of all human beings, to be able to make the next step into our future.
That's very good. You're very optimistic, especially what's happening.
I know, but you know...
No, bravo. We agree with you, sorry. This will be historic.
So, the White Peacock by an artist I met in Sardinia, and he responded. He's Albanian, but he works in Milano. Hang on a bit. And this is very different from what he was doing in Milan. So it was quite a surprise when I opened it. He was doing a Tree of Life in Milan, but I suppose this is the White Peacock, so it relates closely to the idea of the Tree of Life. He's there are a lot of aspects of modern art put inside what's, I think, in a sense, a cross between a very decorative painting, but a painting with a symbolic meaning. The head is beautifully, he's a lovely draftsman actually, the head is beautifully drawn.
Where is he from?
He's from Albania actually, charming man. So his dealer sent this painting. And so that's Agim and Elisabetta. Is he here? No, Isabella, sorry.
What can I say? There's a bit of a murmur in the background, but I'm going to have to shout. I'm one of the few British English artists on the show. Let me explain why I'm so. I've got Italian ancestry, but I'm British English, and hence my name. I did my MA at Camberwell College of Arts and my BA at St Martin's, and I'm also a lecturer in London art schools in further and higher education. This painting of mine is called Roman Retreat 1, and it's inspired by lots of things, including architecture. And I have to explain the word architecture there because my main inspiration from architecture is Roman architecture, followed by Georgian, Regency, Byzantine, Ancient Greek and Ottoman architecture, and all of these types of architecture are influenced by Roman architecture. I specifically want to pay tribute to Valerio Adami, who's an Italian artist who means a lot to me. He's a very, very prolific painter, many of whom would have heard of him. He is Italian, so this work pays special tribute to him. Apart from that, I have a lot to say, but my work speaks for itself, so please do take a copy of my information sheet from the desk. Thank you. Thank you.
What's your name? Isabella. Okay.
Right. I'm not Italian, and this is not Italian, but I'm the curator. So this is part of a series of works based on the dodecahedron. And I had a memory from childhood that H.G. Wells' story of the time machine, which ends up in Arcadia in 802,000, was set in Richmond. And the story of the time machine is set in Richmond. So I decided to use this piece for this show. So when you look in, things get further and further and further away, and of course eventually go into infinity. But more than that, what the whole series is about the work of a philosopher called Gödel, who was the friend of Einstein in older age. And he said that this was the model of the universe. And we in fact live inside. So if this was blocked in, we would be here. And what we see is continual reflections. And we can learn to read these reflections in more and more complicated ways. Or we can stay like Narcissus, just looking at ourselves. I've done quite a few variations on this, and I've got more ideas as to what it might come. So in a sense, it's the time machine which takes us into Arcadia if we wish, Arcadia being a secret place. We don't ever know what happened in Arcadia. We are told that shepherdesses waltzed around, but we don't actually know. And Plato says this, we don't know. So what you see is what you get. So it's sort of like looking at you baby, you know? That's it basically. So as a non-Italian, I took the advantage of making my own time machine to take us into Arcadia. And David, you're the last one.
That's God, you know, there's a book called God, Park and Einstein.
No, I've heard that one.
It's beautiful. God, Park and Einstein, about science. And the last one.
Not the last one. So what did I miss in the beginning of the time? I was in the toilet. Did you do that corner?
No, we did that this morning.
Have you been here this morning?
We need a longer, you don't have a longer stall.
Do you want the backs?
No, I just want them to say that what is at the back. You know, this exhibition is called Et in Arcadia Ego, which is a phrase, which is the title of a very famous painting. Actually, you can't see it, but it's at the behind this thing. No, it's in the middle part. Are you strong?
Are you tall enough?
No,
this one. No,
Arcadian.
questo qua.
From here. Yeah, okay, you're just about to see it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, wonderful. There are two paintings by Poussin. the French artists with this title. One is in Chatsworth, in the Duke of Devonshire's home. It's a very early one. It's a very beautiful version. And the other one is in the Louvre. And it's called Et in Arcadian. I don't want to give you an art historical lecture, but just to give it in context. That was a series of paintings. It's one of the first series that Poussin did when he went to Rome. And they were called poésie. You know, they were invented paintings because painters in those days painted usually religious subjects and also subjects from Greek and Roman mythology. He tried religious subjects, and there's a painting of his in St. Peter's in the Vatican, but he wasn't very successful, you know, because it was the height of the Baroque, and Poussin actually began basically the new type of classicism. So he did not get a lot of, you know, I mean, commissions from all these cardinals and who had the money. They wanted very exciting paintings of, you know, and sculptures like Bernini's Santa Teresa having an orgasm while, it's just being, well, it's beautiful actually. I like all these Baroque orgasms, and you know, but being French, you know, Poussin was much more, you know, you could say severe, you know, more harmonic. Well, these two paintings of his, the first one is actually more Baroque. It's actually an allegory that in Arcadia, the idea that there is this beautiful place, there will always still be death. In other words, happiness, beauty is not going to be forever. And it's a curious thing because when I was thinking about this, I didn't know this Lebanon war was going to be. You know, Gilles Roch actually had gone to Beirut to appear in a performance.
That's right.
But done by, by Mike Gusov, who is from Lebanon. And I was thinking, you know, I would love to go to Lebanon again. I was there when I was a boy, and how beautiful it was. And I said to Mike, it's a pity that much of it was Beirut, was destroyed during the war. And then it's good that it's being rebuilt, and now it's gone down again. You know, so it's so in any happy times, they can still be there. Now, the second part of this little installation is actually a kind of ironical satire on works by our most famous contemporary artist called Damien Hirst. Incidentally, he's a friend of mine, so I don't think he will be very annoyed by what I've done. I went to his exhibition at the Gagosian Gallery, and amongst the things he showed them were his very famous flies that were eating the head of a bull. But there were three trees, you can see the triptych. This is again a very religious idea, you know, the Holy Trinity, etc. And there was three canvases he had with full of dead flies. And I asked the guy who was there, said, how much are these animals? Oh, they're already sold. I said, really? He said, how much for? About 150,000 pounds for all. Said, and he wasn't sure if it was for all three or for one each. See? I said, wow, bravo for good old Damien. At that time, he just did a skull. You know, he's been to Mexico, and he's been very bowled over with the Mexican Day of the Dead. You know, the Mexicans love these things. So he came back and he made a skull of, he didn't make it himself. I think it's titanium, and then it's encrusted with diamonds. And it's for sale, already sold for $50 million. So, you know, this idea of art and money is always there too. Anyway, I decided to get three these are fly-eating things, you see. And at the beginning of the Arcadia, Adam and I had a performance. We ate all kinds of fruits, and bits of it we put inside there. And the idea was flies can come, and then you can kill them and make your own Damien Hirst. And it's cheaper. If you want to buy this, this is cheaper. And you can have a constant supply of Damien Hirst. So in Arcadia, there is death, but hopefully there's resurrection and laughter too. Okay?
Thank you very much.
This might be the last time we'll have a good time. There might be another world war. You know, this is horrible. So I don't want to say it. Anyway, I think that begins to be more understandable. The Younghurst thing. But you know, apparently, according to Jill, the flies don't come here a lot, and I think they didn't want to be part of any artwork, so they're hanging out sometimes. I wanted them to come and, you know, and be full of them.
They don't come. You know, we've had a heat wave. This building is so beautifully built, and it doesn't have big thick walls. It never gets hot, and it never gets humid. So the last 2-3 weeks, it's about like this the whole time. It's the most. They really knew how to build stables for their horses. Wow. About 1870 or something. So the only thing is, it's not good for the fruit flies because the fruit is desiccated rather than gone.
I will just bring some more new fruit.
Yeah.
It's a nice smell, actually.
But they about 3 days ago, if you did this,
Just 1 or 2 flies are on there.
you'd get
Yeah.
lots of fruit flies. And an environmentalist came, and she said we should have a magnifying glass.
Well, I have.
They
I say-
mutate in
I
strange
forgot to
ways.
tell you this. I mean, just being, as always, naughty as I am, we had a discussion with Adam Nankervis, our international coordinator. He's a great admirer of Damien. And he said that skull is brilliant, you know, with the diamonds. It's $50 million. It's about bling. It's a British culture, you know. Damien Hirst was, you know, knowing all what people, you know, how they worship people like David Beckham. So I said, well, I'm going to do another one because it's only $50 million. I'm going to have a huge fly over the London Eye, and the eye of these flies will have lots of diamonds. It will be more than others. Well, who's got, somewhere along the way, some idiot was saying, I'll sponsor that. One of these people said, would it be nicer because if flies have lots of eyes.
Yeah, apparently.
And they'll be full of diamonds. And above, I made a collage of this I forgot to bring today, but it's above the London Eye. It's called the London Eye.
Brilliant. Because this environmentalist was
Just gotta
telling me,
go crazy with diamonds.
when they mutate, they'll have they'll have eyes all over themselves. They don't necessarily all function as eyes, they just look like eyes. So
Well, it doesn't matter. That's the real diamond.
She says, yes. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you everyone.
Anyway, thank you. Also, can I have my torture? Because some people don't know. We're going also to Brighton Beach on Saturday. We try to come to that. Sunday to Hornsey, tea parties, and performances at the Royal Academy Schools. And Tuesday at Chelsea School of Art. And more things happening.
So watch the website.
About that?
As Richard puts things on.
Richard will be in the Chelsea School of Art discussion with Herbert Reed.
Oh, really? When?
From
On Sunday?
6. No, Tuesday. Chelsea School, the one in front of Tate Britain. Sunday is Hornsey, right? It's a long way away. It's at the other side of London.
Near me.
Yeah. And people can perform that.
Did you put it on your...
Thank you everyone. Thank you particularly Giorgio.
Thank you
for your day, and I hope it's successful from your point of view. What you want? Yeah. I'd advise you to see perhaps I can make a proper statement for you. I had one, but I think we if I email it to you and then you can say if it's the sort of thing you want, so we get the right information.
This program. Another program, yeah.
The London BMR website.
So don't you have a print program?
I had a Bible, but I recently had to have a new hard disk put on it, and I haven't got all the applications out. So as much as what can be done on inline text at the moment, I've got to get someone to help me get all the applications so that I can open it. Sometimes I can open things and sometimes they just won't open. I mean, I went to look at your questions again this morning to remind me what you were going to ask me. And I couldn't get them. They don't open perfectly. They were sent it to me. So I've got to get someone to come and get it sorted. Thank you very much. No, I don't think it's viruses. I think I haven't unloaded all the applications yet. And I think because I tried to do one the other day.
Delle pietre o quel quadrone bruttino.
Sempre così, sì? È un'altra cosa. Tu dici che gli italiani non ce la danno, cioè.
we go on and on. So that we have collaborations and goodwill and enjoy each other's art for the good of our art. So,
anche a Gilles, il curatore della mostra, il direttore.
Salute, cheers.
Jill has done a great job.
Right, so I just give you a basic idea of what we're going to do. First I have to introduce Giorgio Di Marzo, who has contacted us via the Italian Cultural Institute. And Giorgio, if I get it right, you are the founder of an organization which promotes Italian art and culture in London. And you have a website and a magazine Star.
Yeah.
So do you want to say something first about yourself?
No, it's enough. I just wanted to get to know you, get something started, I don't know about the future. We can go together.
Okay. What I thought we'd do is if we go round the exhibition, so artists who are here can just give a few words, or a lot of words if they like, about their work. And people like Enzo and Antonio and Carlo, and myself, we can fill in with artists who aren't here and say a little bit, hopefully correctly, about the other people's work. And then we'll have the more formal part of the press conference when I'd like Enzo and Antonio and Carlo to speak because they are all artists who have promoted other artists by organizing large exposiciones in Italy, which I've taken part in, so this is in a way a thank you, and I'm trying to keep this ball rolling of the interaction between artists. And then I'd like David to finish off talking about the London Biennale, because this is really what, in many ways, what the London Biennale is about. The freedom of artists to express themselves within and without, or on the international stage, without the usual problems. So we go around clockwise. This will mean, Enzo, you're going to have to explain a lot of the work. So the first work actually is by a Spanish artist, but I use his studio. He's an old man now, and I asked him if we could put up this piece because it's a Tuscan landscape. And I thought, in a way, he's very accomplished in his own field, his own way of painting, and I just wanted to put it up. So that's my indulgence. He's a very prolific artist, now an older man, and to me it's a sort of lesson in how to construct a landscape, in that way of going into linear space. So that's Paul D'Aguilar. So Enzo, would you like to start? We go round all the works, and if you could speak of each work, and if the artist isn't here, in Italian, no worry. So this is the work of...
Volati Ridescenti è uno spaccato dell'arte contemporanea. Difatti c'è una trasversalità di continenti, di nazioni, di linguaggi, di poetiche, di filosofia. Volati Ridescenti qui è solo rappresentata una parte. Come sapete, per ragioni di costo non è che si possa fare di più spostandosi da una nazione all'altra. Qui con questa opera c'è Marta Ortiz Sotres, una messicana che è un po' la sacerdotessa moderna dell'arte azteca, dell'arte folclorica. E infatti lei fa molte citazioni, ma anche non solo di grafica, di disegni, ma anche di colori del mondo azteco. Qui invece c'è Adam Nankelis, un amaco, una raccolta di suoi ricordi che ha presentato a Napoli, che qui vi presenteremo. Lui vive, come sapete, a Londra, ma è di origine australiana. Qui abbiamo invece Roberto De Benedetto, un giovane fotografo casertano che si ispira molto ai sentimenti umani. Lui è un po' richiamato come il fotografo dei sentimenti. È molto giovane, sta facendo strada, già ha fatto molte mostre in gallerie importanti come a Milano, Firenze e altre parti. Passiamo a Cantone Grimaldi, che sono due donne che lavorano in simbiosi e producono maschere, gioielli, producono tutta una serie di oggetti molto pregiati. Qui invece è Susanna Viale, una torinese che ha una lunga esperienza di esposizione a livello internazionale. In questo caso io richiamo un poco i ritratti psicologici, diciamo. Lei si ispira molto ai fatti etnici e quindi fa una ricerca nel mondo di tutte le problematiche di varie nazioni. Questo mi pare ispirato a?
Una è una nera,
Sì.
l'altra è una islamico.
È un islamico.
È una nera comunque che ha una emotività, diciamo, di tristezza, di pianto.
Qui invece Vanessa Longo, una giovane di Treviso, vicino Venezia, che è diplomata all'Accademia di Venezia. È una ragazza molto intelligente che fa molta sperimentazione, anzi ha molto coraggio, e infatti abbina fatti pittorici con metalli. Anche la poetica è abbastanza avanzata, anche se si richiama a vecchi soggetti. Qui invece abbiamo Andrea Zelio, un pittore come dire, che utilizza strutture un po' particolari e sostituisce in questo caso la cornice con questo arco e questi fili, con queste pietre che tendono un pochettino la tela. È una persona anche che gli piace sperimentare, una persona che ha anche una buona, un buon curriculum abbastanza.
Viene da dove?
Una città Treviso, vicino Venezia.
Treviso.
Quella invece è una rumena. È un quadro che ha dovuto sostituire un altro quadro perché era scomparso nel passaggio tra la Romania e l'Italia e quindi non è quello che lei ha inviato alla nostra, però è una che è molto attiva, ha un'associazione nazionale, organizza simposio, insomma è una donna che lavora e che produce anche come dire, mostre personali. Qui invece vediamo la classica scuola austriaca con Cristina Kerz, una delle pittrici più brave e si possono trovare in Austria. Tant'è vero che lo stesso Lesnik, come si chiama? Il critico d'arte Lesnik è uno dei più noti al mondo storico dell'arte che si è interessato alla sua pittura. Comunque qui ecco, è segnato un linguaggio come dire tedesco.
E questa scultura è ungherese?
Questa è invece una scultura ungherese di Elisabeth che è fatta con legno molto duro, legno di quercia, è una ricerca sulla donna, difatti è ingabbiata, trafitta, insomma un pochettino sappiamo che più della metà del mondo femminile oggi subisce una serie di violenze e lei ha voluto un po' rappresentare questa forma. Interessante, come pure interessante questo grido di Berta Valenzuela, messicana, una che fa molta ricerca e come tutti i sudamericani propone opere su elementi molto poveri, molto leggeri, molto come dire, fragili. Però ciò non toglie che la sua espressività insomma è abbastanza, come dire, si coglie subito, è immediato, e poi è una brava, ci sa fare con la pittura. Questo è uno che io conosco poco perché sono io, però non mi conosco affatto, non mi conosco ancora. È un'opera del 98 che rappresenta un po' il mondo attuale, di fatto Homo Cathodicus, cioè l'uomo della televisione, che si sente importante, potente, anche virilmente, perché ha un microfono e una farfallina al collo. Questo è Sopan Bogdan, uno sloveno che un ricercatore molto interessante che opera a livello internazionale. È stato più volte alla Triennale di Milano e attualmente lui opera in Slovenia, ma insomma gira un po' il mondo con queste sue cose. Questa è una ricerca che lui ha fatto rielaborando quadri di pittori del passato. Questo invece è Arturo Tozzi, un medico pittore che fa questi spaccati della mente in cui poi ci inserisce delle scritte, in questo caso mi sembra sia Shakespeare, se non sbaglio. Poi
questo è una situazione di Amleto.
Amleto, sì. Questa è Paola Malato, una piemontese, un'italiana, che a Napoli ha presentato un'opera bellissima, grandiosa, solamente pesava 500 kg, per cui non è stato possibile trasportarla e ha mandato un pezzo così. Poi lì c'è un siciliano, Sebastiano Tiralongo, che usa più materiali, tra la cartapesta, il plexiglass, il ferro, realizza delle opere insomma, che io ritengo eccellenti. Sì, a Lumaca. Lumaca 1, 2, a 3 gobbe. Sì, con le corna. Qui invece è interessantissima quest'opera qua, dell'Ecuador. È un zanzara. Praticamente è la testa di un guerriero.
Che Guevara,
sì, quello. È la testa di un guerriero che è rimpicciolito dal suo nemico.
Questa è la testa, sì, perché c'è sul Pacifico.
Sì.
No, però è una scimmia, non è un umano.
No, state zitta, che se non danno...
Però questo non è vero umano, no?
No, questa è vera, però non è un uomo, ma è una scimmia.
Che assomiglia all'uomo.
No, perché c'era il divieto di trasportarlo, lui ce l'ha, però c'è il divieto di farlo uscire fuori dalla...
Anche perché costa 1 milione di euro.
Costa un sacco, questo pure costa molto.
La battono all'asta quando...
Cadavere.
Sembra una scimmia, quindi sono tranquilli.
Just a monk, yeah.
Noi, sì, colati ridescenti, si ferma qua.
Bellissima, buona come tutte, ognuno questo è un po' come le pitture metafisiche di Giacomo Balla.
Sì.
E Carlo Carraro, perché
The chirico, sì, infatti.
il chirico è molto più melancolia, questo è molto più Carlo Carraro.
Sì, è vero, sì.
L'epoca della super spiaggia. Perché c'è un altro artista veneziano che vive ora adesso in Treviso, che viene qui per si chiama GIORGIOSTUDIO. Lui è un allievo anche di Emilio Vedova negli anni 60. Abbastanza. È vicentino di origine, vivo in Treviso. E sua donna lavora con i venetori. Treviso è bellissimo. Sai che un amico mio che vive in Venezia, lui ha scoperta in Treviso, in Castelfranco.
Castelfranco
dove questo Giorgione, no? Però su un albergo, un affresco molto rovinato, però veramente è un affresco che ha ispirato Giorgione con la sua feccia. Sì, la musica è bellissima. Queste sono gli ultimi anni che loro ha visto questo perché l'albergo è già cambiato tantissimi sopra. È bellissimo veramente. No, buono, grazie per tutte queste.
No, ma figurati, è stato...
Questo domani andiamo al Forms per vedere. Who wants to do a performance? Susanna, no?
Susanna Viali.
It's the Royal Academy School's new gallery.
What time?
Oh, it's all afternoon. They can all, you see, it's from 2 to 6 o'clock. And there's an exhibition there by an Indian artist, but the place will be having performances all evening. And we use, you see, because in the Biennale we do many different places. So I want the Italians to see some of the other places, because there's so many. They've missed out on a few already. It keeps moving. Una Biennale che si muove. Come Dante ha detto nel fine della sua commedia, eppure Stella si muove.
No, non era Dante.
Non nella commedia, eppure
si muove.
No,
Galilei.
No, non c'è Dante al fine del paradiso.
Sì.
E lui ha visto la rosa mistica di Beatrice, eppure si muove. Le stelle si muovono. E poi Galileo ha utilizzato questa cosa, però la Chiesa, il Vaticano dice no, sì, non c'è tutto stato.
Alla fine tutto il processo, la cosa così, lei ha fatto e tutto.
È stato riabilitato solo questi anni fa.
Perché c'è un altro avvenimento di Venezia, perché loro già andate via, che questo è su un parcheggio qui, un parco, per vedere le cometi, the comets that are coming on, I think it's the end of September, un grande, what do you call it, rain, spiaggia dei cometi.
Pioggia di comete.
Pioggia di cometi sopra. Sì, molti di artisti del Biennale sono andati per vedere nella bosca e fare l'amore.
In Italia, certo.
Fuma di cosa?
In Italia facciamo cuppe di stelle in quel giorno. Mettiamo spumante, su lungo alla riva del mare, guardiamo le stelle, si fa l'amore, doppio amore, 3 volte amore.
Questa è la stessa cosa, sai, perché qui l'Italia ha un sacco di influenza sulla vita inglese. Ma sai che la cultura inglese veramente se inizia con le grand tour, si chiama il gran viaggio in Italia. L'Italia è sempre la madre di tutte le arti.
Turner, viaggi Turner.
Anche prima. Tenero ha fatto molto del suo concerto sono fatto qui sulla famiglia.
So Greta's going to talk about her piece.
Okay, Greta.
So the second side of the end, this part of the show is varied artists who, for reasons, are part of the show, Italian, and also a lot of artists who promote other artists, which is what a lot of this show is about, artists who promote other artists. So Greta runs Sartorial Arts in London, and I saw this piece in a show she did in Redditch Street, and I really rather liked it. So Greta, can you what would you like to say?
Well, I want to say that in this particular work, I use the cliché of celebrity, it's obvious, and to try to find out how this affects our everyday lives. But my work is sort of, I always put myself in my work, as you can see, my self-portrait, and it's always about repetition and obsession and self-image, etc. And in this case, it's obvious, create like a pattern.
But you have, who are this? David Beckham, Elton John, the Queen, Camilla Parker Bowles, Osama that's my uncle. I'm sorry. That's my other uncle.
My uncle, Michael Jackson is Jesus. And then we have Blair, myself with the devil, which is a symbol of James Jesso, one of the artists that shown at Sartorio.
And that's Bush.
Then we have Bush, then we have Prince that with the swastika, there was big news, right?
Yeah, Harry.
And crowning Kate Moss, naked. And we have
cocaine.
And these are from that famous play.
Yes.
Oh, it's a beautiful one.
It's like
it's also like an inverted Rorschach test, you know? You know those things that they have in psychological tests when they have two ink blots.
That's
and
right.
Then you have to try to imagine what they are. Because when I first saw them, I thought they were a kind of explosions, you know.
That's a good point. I never thought about the paint that you put and you blow up. Yeah.
You can put a little, next time you show it, you find out from people what they think it is.
Yeah.
So, then you find out what they really see in their heads.
Really, like conscience, right?
But the use of the colors are beautiful.
It is distinctive, you know, like Gio liked the purple, right? You said it was.
But also the coloring of the thing, the reds, and the touches of color, very nice.
It's like a rhythm of colour to me. When I first saw it, not knowing it, I saw these strange white shapes quickly. You know, in a show, it's very, very crowded, and so you had these shapes which first of all I didn't recognize as coming from the play, and then this band of, so I saw it in terms of color and light to begin with, and then I looked and I smiled. But it's a lovely work. Thank you. Thank you very much for bringing it.
Offering me this possibility. It's the first time I put in the scene.
Yeah, I wanted her to put it on the scene.
Yeah, Michelangelo, you know, he does much.
So we had Leonardo and Michelangelo. This is by Carlo Fatigoni, and obviously it's a homage a Ferrari. So Carlo, between us maybe?
Sì,
say something loud.
Questo innanzitutto è un omaggio, innanzitutto un ringraziamento, se si può fare, a tutte quelle persone che hanno reso possibile l'azione dedicata agli italiani, come questa mostra Italian Arcadian, e con la stessa io anche presento le persone chiaramente un po' più vicine a me, come, con cui collaboro, come Rita Mancini e Leo Paradisi, che in questo momento non è presente, e Marco Zoi. Per quello che riguarda il lavoro, questo è un vero omaggio a, come dire, a tutto quello che è il viaggio che mi porta o ci porta da paesi come l'Italia verso la terra d'Albioni, potremmo dire.
Albion,
la terra di Albioni. Quindi il mio è un omaggio, potremmo dire, ecco, c'è un'installazione che è dedicata a un grande italiano, Enzo Ferrari,
e questo
è un suo modello di una macchina storica degli anni 60 che grazie, questo anche lavoro appunto è una collaborazione, anche un omaggio insieme con Jill, perché parte di questo lavoro è in parte di Jill.
E la famiglia Ferrari esiste ancora, no?
Assolutamente sì.
Quindi dai, se puoi vendere tutto questo a loro, perché loro sono molto ricchi,
yes.
no?
Sì.
E mi piace molto anche questo, questo inquadrato con la musica.
Sì, questa è proprio come una sinfonia anche d'amore di questa cosa che poi è scaturita come rapporto umano e che ha fatto sì che nascesse questa meravigliosa azione artistica.
Tu conosci come condurre in Ferrari? Tu?
Io?
Sì, Formula 1.
Io ho anche amici nel mondo delle corse. Un'altra parte della mia, come dire, sensibilità sta dalla parte della velocità, potremmo dire.
Questo è veramente questo discendere delle idee dei marinetti, anche i boccioni, perché questo è molto italiano.
Perfettamente. Forse se facciamo un ponte di un secolo, esattamente un secolo fa nasceva il futurismo. Quindi forse viviamo un momento storico, questo, un momento in cui siamo pronti a un nuovo futurismo.
Speriamo un nuovo futurismo senza fascismo, perché questo è il problema del futurismo con marinetti, no?
Assolutamente
non con boccioni grandi.
Che non portano la terza guerra mondiale.
No, perché c'è anche di altri futuristi, come si chiama? Il futurista Bala, Giacomo Bala, solo cambiato
successivamente,
è metafisico. Solo marinetti che un po'.
Anche De Pero ha continuato, no? De Pero continuò nell'azione Prampolini, per esempio. Prampolini.
Boccioni è morto molto giovane.
Sì, purtroppo.
Per me è più grande.
È morto in guerra, molti futuristi sono morti nella prima guerra.
Perché loro dicono che la guerra è una cosa. Sono allora oggi la guerra non è più l'eroe, l'ho visto perché la guerra è una cosa ordinatrice. Sai, qui se poi uccidi milioni di persone
un nuovo ordine
veniva vista come punto di crescita, di acquisizione tecnologica,
per questa ragione Antonio sa che molti degli artisti e questa è l'ultima cosa, loro non viene di tutte queste cose perché loro mi dice che le cose in Lebanon per loro della miseria dell'Europa, per questo non voglio partecipare nelle feste, perché per loro è una cosa difficile, viene per le piccole perché ho visto in televisione. Gli artisti sono molto sensibili, la sensibilità. Ogni volta che io leggo nel giornale che passa in la Biennale durante abbiamo degli artisti che vengono da Beirut, del Libano. Questo mi ha detto no, mi dispiace non voglio andare.
È giustissimo.
Bisogna condividere. Dice che peccato perché è una buona occasione di ricordarsi. Dice di entrare nella spirito della società, perché questo è una grande tragedia.
Una grande tragedia.
This is Rita Mancini, who I met in Torino in a show just over a year ago, and she asked me if she could come, and I said yes, that would be great. And as I say to Rita, I don't think an English artist could have made this. I think this is very, very Italian. But Rita, would you like to speak in English or Italian? Choose Italian if you prefer.
Yeah, I don't know. I can try also in English.
It might be easier for you in whichever.
un lavoro spirituale, it's a spiritual work, and is a little homage for Arcadia, è un piccolo omaggio per Arcadia.